Hey guys, if you're a kid, don't listen to this podcast. It's not really for you. It's mostly for adults. So go ahead and listen to something else, I guess.
Hey, wait, Bryce.
Yeah?
You sound so clear. Did you get a new mic?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds fancy. Now they can really hear the content warning.
Ooh, content warning.
Ooh.
We should start the episode now.
Yeah, let's start it. Hey everybody, welcome to the DYHAT podcast.
Oh, you're starting it this week.
Yeah, I am.
I wasn't ready for that.
No, I have to start it because I have to bring an announcement. We've upgraded.
Okay.
Bryce has a nice new microphone.
Oh.
But there's some controversy with it. I would like to note that I got a microphone. Bryce got me a nice microphone. It is very black. Bryce went and got himself a better microphone, and it's a white microphone.
Okay. Hear me out. This is actually, for some reason, this color was a cheaper price than the other ones. So I got it. And then I'm like, we don't have to use these. We trade microphones if you want.
Nope. This is mine. I started with it. I'm going to keep it till it dies. And then I'm going to get a new one. But it's going to be blacker.
Yeah.
It's going to be extra black.
It's going to be like Venta black. That's
exactly.
Beyond black.
It's going to be so black it turns purple.
Yeah, I was actually looking at like the green one of these ones, but for some reason that was like twice the original price. I'm like, jeez.
It's the Christmas edition. It's in Christmas green.
No, it was just like lime green, but for some reason it was like $70 more dollars.
Yeah, lime green,
because the original one was black, the same one.
Yeah,
and it was like the normal price, but. Then I looked at like they have like other colors. I'm like, oh sweet, I'll check them out. And the green one was like $70 more, and like there was a blue one that was like almost $80 more. This one was actually cheaper, so I got the cheaper one. It's the same thing, just a different color.
You know what this all reminds me of actually? Do you remember? Game systems. You play video games. I always remember when because for a good while all game systems were black. They were all black, like Genesis and stuff like that, or they either black or they were gray. That was the two lanes. I think it was, I want to say it was the GameCube when it came out. People were like, why is it purple? What? That's such a weird decision.
I remember wasn't the Game Boys, they had like, they're see-through.
Yeah, man.
They should make those now. Not the Game Boys, but like the see-through stuff for the systems.
That actually be really neat actually to see. Just see all the moving pieces in it. Because no, the worst part is.
Yeah, give me the Switch, but I want to see everything.
At least for the Xbox. I want to say the newest Xbox, the Xbox One X, actually has like hidden messages inside of it. They're like, thanks for the fans, but you can't see it unless you open it. So it'd be neat to keep it on the, like if it was like clear through, you could actually see the message for once. You all right?
Yeah, I'm just adjusting it. So
okay. He's not used to it yet.
I'm not used to not holding the mic.
You're like a comedian when they're like, no, we're just going to pin the microphone on your shirt. He's like, no, but I hold when I do my jokes.
Well, I'm Jerry Seinfeld. I usually hold the mic. That's my thing. What's
the deal with airline food?
You eat it and you're in the air. What is this?
Fucking okay.
Hey, Derek.
Hey, are we just gonna go in the stories? You're not actually do a proper opening after that botch I just did?
Sure. Hey guys, welcome to the DYHAT podcast. Did you hear about this? I'm Bryce.
Hey, I'm Derek.
And this is a podcast about stories. We're not historians. We're not reporters. We're just guys who like stories.
All right. So first story then, because I guess we're just rolling.
That's the awkward point. I just want to make things really awkward and not start the first story.
Just go completely quiet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what you can do if I don't start the story.
The worst part is I would probably do like hand symbols that no one can see. Yeah. You'll just be laughing at me in this room.
People who don't know Derek, he talks with his hands the entire time.
I'm Italian,
but you can't see it. So I'm the only one that can see his hand motions. So a lot of times he has to like verbally say kind of what he's doing so people understand what it means. Don't put your hands behind your back. You're already too far in, man.
I'm trying to lock myself down.
All right.
I'm like one of those warriors that's like, I'll only fight you with one of my hands. I gotta calm down.
Now it's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
That was I think it's a Princess Bride. Like,
is it?
Where he's fighting with his one hand. You're left-handed. Actually, I'm going easy on you. Switches the sword in his hands.
I've never seen The Princess Bride. I know you like it.
Yeah,
I know you were upset when they were talking about redoing it recently. You got really upset about that.
Don't remake it. It's perfect.
Especially has Andre the Giant in it.
Yeah, you can't
find anybody that good anymore.
That good, yeah.
Andre the Giant was a legend.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
He was an amazing person.
I don't know if he was good in the movie. I never saw it. I imagine he did all right.
The movie is one of those weird cases where I'll admit, it's not great.
Mm-hmm. No movie
but it's
is.
so much fun that it's fine.
Okay.
It's one of those classic, like, the humor is a certain type of humor that's never used anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing.
Okay.
Anyways. Hey, Derek.
What's up?
Did you hear about this?
I imagine I haven't.
Did you hear about Mummy Brown?
Mummy Brown.
Mummy Brown.
This isn't, and the worst part is, this isn't even a fucking Halloween episode. It's going to come out in October.
Yeah.
So it's just funny that it's Mummy Brown.
Yeah, it's Mummy Brown.
Okay. What happened?
It's a color.
Oh, okay. It's not a person. Okay. I was waiting for you to go on this long thing about this guy who legally switched his name to Mummy. His name was Mummy Brown.
That's hilarious. I wish.
It was like a radio DJ host or some shit.
Up next is Mummy Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a color. You could buy it today.
It's okay. Is it even brown?
Yeah, it's brown.
Okay, making sure.
It's a weird shade of brown.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a grayish, maybe like a little bit of red in it.
Okay.
It first came in the market in the 16th and 17th centuries.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rich brown pigment with a tiny between. It was called burnt umber and raw umber. Neither you or I knows what that means.
Nope.
It's a kind of brownish red. It has good transparency and can be used for glazes, shadows, flesh tones, and shading.
Mm-hmm. So it's more of a makeup.
Yeah. No, the makeup or like it was made for painting mostly.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I instantly go in the shading. Oh, okay, that's for like...
Yeah, I know what you meant, man.
All right.
It was very popular in the 19th century when its composition became more and generally known to artists.
Mm-hmm.
When it was maybe phrase that. I read that wrong.
Oh, Jesus.
It was very popular until the 19th century when its composition became generally known.
All right.
When the artist Edward Burne-Jones learned of its true origins,
mm-hmm.
he was reported to have a ceremonial burial of his tube of Mummy Brown in his garden.
Wait, he buried the color?
Yes, he buried the color.
Okay, I got something funny that'll make at least me laugh, but we can continue the story.
Well, trust me, there's a twist here. What's so funny?
Do you remember a few years ago, when I say a few years ago, I'm going to say like maybe like early 2000s, if not the late 90s, the NAACP had a funeral for the N-word.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that just reminded me of that. I'm like we're putting this thing that's not alive to rest. It's like, you can't really do that. You can't kill it. How do you kill a color?
Well, Mummy Brown was created by combining white pitch, myrrh, and the ground-up remains of Egyptian mummies.
Ah.
Both human and feline.
I think you want me to be shocked about that, but it doesn't. Fuck it. I'll wear it still.
They were painting with people.
Painting with people.
It's people.
Soylent Green is people.
So, the modern Mummy Brown is still a color nowadays. It's not made with mummy anymore.
Oh, that's no... wait, it just clicked that that's Mummy Brown.
Yeah.
I just fucking got it.
People they were like you. They didn't realize
that's
it was
stupid.
Called Mummy Brown for a reason. So when I was researching this, I'm like, oh, that's gross.
Man.
But then I also learned about the mummy trade.
The fuck's a mummy trade?
During the 16th century, people were exporting mummies from Egypt to Europe to be ground up for different reasons.
How many mummies are there in Egypt?
Not much anymore.
Or is mummy just declared like, you know how we have funerals?
Yeah.
How we have graveyards?
Mm-hmm.
If we moved it to Egypt, would they officially be mummies at that point?
So mummies are how they preserve their bodies.
Okay.
So they have to preserve it a certain
way. When they
way.
pull stuff out through the nose and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they're done, that's all that's done. They preserve it with different chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
Over a period of time after that, what's left is what's called a mummy.
Mm-hmm.
It's more preserved than a regular body.
And then it raises from the dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he becomes Dwayne the Rock Johnson or whatever. I didn't watch the movie.
That was Scorpion King. He never mind. Fuck it.
Undead something. I don't know. So the ground up remains, if you're wondering, yes, super illegal. Like, you can't do that.
It's only illegal if you get caught, you know.
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
It was super illegal, but it made big money. They used the ground remains for paints, medicine, or just to say you had a ground up mummy.
I have my jar of powdered mummy.
Like,
it sits next to my paprika.
It wasn't. Some people are just like, "Can you pass me the paprika?" And you're like, "Oh shit, it's the mummy."
Wrong thing.
Like, this guy has a weird taste to it. Is that cinnamon?
Yeah, it's really old cinnamon. It's ancient cinnamon.
It's ancient cinnamon. That was her name. They,
all right.
For medical purposes, they used the mummies in creams to rubbed on the skin or mixed in with water and swallowed. It's
pretty much snake oil, probably.
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Yeah,
they just like, you know what? You have some dry skin.
Let's put some other dead skin on it.
Put this dead person on you.
That's like you ever watch American Horror Story? Have you?
No.
There's one where it takes place in New Orleans. It's based off a true story of this lady who actually just killed slaves to try and save her, like give herself youth and shit like that. It doesn't work, but she thought it did. She died.
Yeah. I feel like most people in American Horror Story die.
Well, to be fair, I'm talking about the real person.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, she actually was never caught. She escaped. So it might be working. She might be immortal, walking around still killing other people for blood.
She's like, I need other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me people. First of all, when I was looking this up, I also found two occupations. Mm-hmm. The first was exporting the mummies. Mm-hmm. Second one, a color man, a person who makes colors.
So wait, okay. When they transport to mummy, do they ground it up first, or do they just bring the whole mummy?
I saw pictures of people just have bodies next to them, selling them on the streets.
Okay. This shit's weird, Bryce.
Yeah. Did you hear about this, man?
Yeah, no. I don't...
This is...
Mummy
so
Brown.
one color man,
Holy
a
shit.
guy who makes the paints, claimed he could satisfy the demands of his customers for Mummy Brown for 20 years with one mummy. So he wasn't using a lot, but...
Could it be 10 years for a little mummy?
This is a child.
Oh, I was going with a midget joke, but sure.
Oh, there's also they use cats too, because they mummified cats.
They only work for 9 years.
I hate you so much. So with the high demand of mummies, people started faking mummies by mummifying recently passed criminals and setting them in the sun.
No, the worst part is when you said that, the first thing I thought of was like kids will wrap themselves like in toilet paper, but like, I'm a mummy. They do this shit like that. They just wrap it in toilet tissue.
It's a mummy. And they set it in the sun. Now it's a sun-dried mummy. They don't. It's not as many calories as the regular baked mummies.
Hey, baked is delicious and it's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not humans though.
How do you know?
All right, just a disclaimer: we don't eat people. Well, at least not right now. I'm not hungry.
I eat people.
Yeah, so
they're killing. Well, they're not killing. I imagine these are inmates who are just dying.
Yeah, they died of whatever causes the government decided it was.
Murder.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
And they took the bodies, they mummified them, and just put it in the sun, saying like, "This is really old. It's super wrinkly and stuff."
Well, who's gonna check?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, it wasn't actual mummy, but people were faking it to make the paint.
So we went from stealing, well, not obtaining.
Yes.
Just in case they weren't stealing.
This was my body to begin with.
From Egypt.
Yeah.
Moving them over, realizing that there wasn't a surplus of it.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, so let's just take other dead people and do the same thing.
Yes.
Honestly, Bryce, I'm going to admit something to you right now.
Okay, Are you sure you want to say this?
Yep.
Okay.
I hate graveyards.
Oh, okay.
I think they take up too much space.
Okay.
This seems like a really good idea to lower graveyards. You start grinding them up, turning them into cream.
I mean, cremation's a thing, man.
Yeah, I know, but not everybody does it. We can just get rid of the old bodies we're not using. The ones who were buried back in like the 1700s, they gotta be dry enough.
Yeah, they're just. I feel like those super old ones, they're probably not even skeletons now.
Yeah, they're just dust.
I feel like, the skeleton's probably decomposed.
That and probably the coffin's probably decomposed too.
Yeah.
If it's just made of wood at that point. I know nowadays we have other stuff that's made
well,
out of.
While researching this one, I also found that they're looking into making kind of fitting with the Egyptian theme, almost like pyramids that are just 100% crypts. Mm-hmm. So instead of building down for burying people, you build up.
Kind of like New Orleans.
Yeah. So they have like buildings that are just cemeteries. That are just vertical.
Real quick, since we're on the thing of cemeteries and talking about Egypt and New Orleans, you know how those work, right? In there?
No.
They put the bodies in, and once the bodies decompose, they just shove them through, and they put another body in.
So they don't have enough space. Layers of people?
There's just layers of dust sitting in those tombs on top of each other. And usually it's like at least from what I was explained, it's either a family thing or like a community thing. Mm-hmm. So I guess your ghost or your spirit is still with your family afterwards because your body doesn't matter at that point.
I mean, dude, is it like in Coco when they have like the shrines every like year and they come back, the ghosts come back and dance?
I'm not sure. Maybe. I didn't learn that far.
All of the afterlife works at Coco, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
You get to come back and dance.
I'm all for that. This podcast makes so we won't be forgotten, man. High five. That was totally on the mic.
I know. I wanted it to be. That's why I tried to hit you.
So, man, that's all I got for Mummy Brown.
Mummy Brown. The worst part is, okay. If you wanted to make okay. You have that Blackenstein and Blackula. Mummy Brown could be the best damn mummy blaxploitation movie ever.
I feel like
he has a fucking pimp hat and a cane, and he has sexy mummy ladies that don't even look like mummies. They're just wearing fucking cloth to cover the right spots to get past the censors.
Yeah,
it would be perfect.
It's already made.
Is there a fucking Mummy Brown?
I mean, we're making it for him right now.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to write it. We got it. And it could just be a Blackula versus Mummy Brown.
Yeah, exactly. They could be competing. I guess he's a pimp, so he has to be like a ladies' man, so they don't like each other.
My first thought was male stripper.
He's a male stripper.
Yeah,
Blackula's a male stripper.
No, Blackula's the pimp.
Oh, okay. So Mummy Brown's the stripper.
Yeah. I mean, he's got no bones.
Yeah, exactly. He's very bendable.
Yeah, he's only paint, man. He can work his way around that pole. It looks different when he comes off of it. But
it's like just ink sitting on the fucking thing and it gets tilted back and forth.
It's like, next up is Mummy Brown, and just dollars just fall onto him.
There's just hundreds being slowly like they get wet in the ink.
And it's slowly just down his like gelatin body.
Yet still wearing a Speedo. It's just sitting in there.
Hey, you gotta
show it off.
You gotta clothe him somehow.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on from Mummy Brown, please.
Hey, Derek.
What?
Did you hear that?
No.
Did you hear that?
Yes. What was that?
I think that was a superhero.
Oh, shit. Is he coming in? Why has he gotta be here?
It's Florida Man.
Oh, fuck. Not you.
I hate... Okay. I wasn't okay with what I just did. I don't like that.
Well, it's a thing now. You're doing that every episode.
Oh, gosh. I don't want to do that.
It's been written into the contract already. If you do something that I think's funny, you got to do it each episode.
You thought that was funny?
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, that makes one of us.
It makes me happy. It makes me laugh the fact that you hate it.
Yeah, I'm trying some new stuff, man. I mean, we keep doing the same Florida Man every week.
Mm-hmm.
People like it. I like it. But I feel like we need to like freshen it up every now and then.
Mm-hmm. So we're
gonna try new things every week.
Okay.
So we're gonna try new Superman intro. Let's give it like a C.
Okay. I can't wait till we get to the Batman Beyond parody of Florida Man.
We're somehow in the future, but also in the past.
Yeah, exactly. He's still fighting people with like bones.
Yeah.
Did you throw a rock at me? Yeah, my laser doesn't work anymore.
Oh.
Bink.
Well, stop it. It hurts.
Very inconvenient.
Is that Mummy Brown?
He's still around. He's a mummy. He doesn't age.
Yeah. All right.
I guess he technically does, but that's besides the point.
Let's get right into Florida Man, shall we?
All right, first one.
Florida woman gets pulled over for DUI. Bets officer 25 cents she can blow over the limit. She gets arrested when she does.
Hey, she won 25 cents.
Yeah. She also won jail.
Hey, it doesn't matter. She now has 50 cents because she had her own quarter and she earned another one.
Yeah. And she also got jail time.
Hey.
She has a free night and her luxury jail cell.
Yeah, luxury. the high class society with your own personal toilet that everyone can see you go in.
It has a toilet, a bed,
It says
4 walls.
It has a bench that you can lay on. It's barely a bed.
It's a bed. Put your jacket on it. Now it has a blanket. You have to look at it. You have to look at it from like half glass, half full, man.
You think she would have made a higher bet if she had more money on her?
Like you never bet 50 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
You would have made more money, and they're like, I want an actual bed.
I like to upgrade, please.
You're like, fine, you get one with a window.
They all have windows. Well, at least they should have all windows.
But this one faces outside. Yeah, it has bars. Leave it alone.
That's when you start yelling at people. You start clacking, across the thing. Help! Get me out of here.
It's like, do you want to bet 25 cents? I'm going to be stuck in here overnight. It's like, I'll take that bet. I'm very poor.
I'll take any bet. I like betting. I like, well, not really. I'm more of a slot machine kind of guy.
It's still betting.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet this machine. The machine wins.
I lost 3 pennies.
Not again. I can't pay rent now.
Yeah, exactly. There's been a time where somebody couldn't afford rent. They were off by like 4 pennies.
Yeah.
And the landlord was like, "You're short. Get out." They're like, "Come on.
You're short. You have 24 hours to get me these 4 pennies.
You start walking across the ground, picking pennies up.
And that's the first act of the movie.
I bet you wonder how I got here. No.
How I got here in this box.
All right, next Florida Man.
Florida Man is a Cinderella story. Leaves a shoe behind at the scene of robbery, which leads to his arrest.
Okay. So is he walking around with just the other shoe and no shoe on his other foot? So they're like, obviously it has to be him.
I think
he's missing one.
I think it leads back to like maybe like recently bought the shoe, and like he bought this shoe of this size. It's clearly new. So places nearby that sold this shoe at this size, and they're like, "Oh, this guy was the only one that bought the shoe at this size." And he goes there, and there's one shoe and a bunch of money.
That's why he had to rob the place. He wasted all his money on those brand new shoes. Shoes are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Especially if you get really tacky looking ones.
Why?
Yeah.
Why specifically tacky ones?
Because have you seen those ridiculous shoes where they have like little spikes on them and they're like rainbow or chrome colored?
Yeah.
Those things are expensive, but they're the ugliest fucking shoes in the world. Or the ones with the individual toes.
Oh God,
those ones are weird.
I went to high school with a guy who had those, and it made me so uncomfortable every day he wore them. Because just in class, he just moves them. I'm like, oh God, stop, please stop.
It's like he has inflated feet. No.
It also didn't help his shoe size was 15.
Oh shit, he got bigger feet than you.
Yeah, he has big feet, and they have individual toe ones of those shoes. I'm like, you paid extra for those, didn't you?
Not only did he pay extra, he probably had to get like a special order for those
Yeah.
shoes. There's no way they made those shoes on a daily basis. They made like maybe like 12 of those, and then he got like one of the last pair. There's no one ordering 15 anything, let alone 15 individual toed shoes.
Yeah. I don't want to keep thinking about this. Can we move on?
Sure.
It makes me uncomfortable to this day.
Sure.
Florida man and woman find bricks of cocaine that Hurricane Dorian washed onto the beach.
I guess they turned them in at this point?
Yeah.
They didn't use the cocaine. They're very responsible adults.
They called it into the police. The police found it, and you're like, sweet, free cocaine. So, Hurricane Dorian, kind of a snitch.
Dorian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's got... Well,
kind of a snitch.
No, it's not. If anything, it's good for the community. It stole the cocaine from the bad people, gave it to responsible people who knew what to do with it.
Well, I was reading this article. They also found like a bag of like needles.
Ooh.
From like
like on the shore.
Other drug use. I couldn't think of the name of the drug use needles.
Probably heroin. Of some
heroin.
sort.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. So yeah,
Isn't it so nice you have me who actually can tell you drug stuff?
Hey man, I'm glad you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, just me talking to the people, and nobody wants that. Yeah. So I wonder.
So it was a brick. So it's a lot of cocaine. Actually.
Yeah, it's a lot of cocaine.
You could kill an elephant with that size of cocaine. It was multiple bricks. So it was more than one.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. So it washed up on the shore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming 9 times out of 10 it probably wasn't on land. It was probably maybe on a boat somewhere. Yeah. And I imagine it got knocked off and swept into shore. Because it would be weird for it to go from land to the water to on the shoreline.
Yeah.
So it probably was on somebody's boat. They got fucked over in the hurricane.
Yeah. Because, well, it could be either way because the hurricane is a circle, so it brings things from the land under the water.
You know, somebody was they were boarding up their house. They're like, did you put things over the windows? Yeah. Did you lock the door? Yeah. Did you put the cocaine somewhere safe? Perfect. It's not gonna move anywhere. It came back like the next day, like, oh shit, I forgot to tie it down.
I forgot to tie down the cocaine.
Exactly.
You individual straps for that. You slap it. That's not going anywhere.
It just slides out.
Context. We're after the hurricane. Clearly,
obviously, we survived.
Yeah.
It really didn't eat, well, other than like the coast, it really didn't hit much of anything else.
It rained a bit. That's about it.
Yeah. We survived very well.
We survived everything.
It fucked up the Bahamas.
Yeah. On that sour note, Florida man arrested for aggressive wet willing his girlfriend.
Extra wet.
I came back for Irma.
The worst part is, I imagine aggressive, at least to me, sounds like he was forcing his finger in. Imagine somebody forcing their finger into your ear.
Yeah.
Like in through the hole. Like your hole doesn't open doing that. I'm currently putting my finger in my ear.
Yeah,
so y'all know.
You do it. This is a weird fetish.
It is. It's very weird. I mean, next to clowns and people stepping on you.
Can you imagine how hard it had to be someone wet willy you?
Did you call the police? He just won't stop.
Not even that, your significant other. Mm-hmm. How pissed off did you have to be? You know what? You've been doing this for 5 hours now.
The worst
I'm going to call the police if you keep taking it.
That's an ear infection, most definitely.
Yeah.
Ew, and somebody spit.
Yeah. Well, it's also your significant other, so it's like, it's more okay, I feel like.
Nope.
No.
Bryce, don't you ever give me a wet willy. I'll fuck you up.
I'm not your significant other, dude.
Mm-hmm. Sure you're not. You come here every week and you do a podcast with me. I think that's very significant.
Yeah, with a new microphone, we're looking over at the top of this table.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have to lock eyes.
That's why I realize we're both not looking at each other while we're talking. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the microphone in front of you.
I've been looking at this little skull on your laptop, to be honest. That and this fucking mummy. Okay, real quick. Going back to Mummy Brown, Bryce has a picture of a fucking mummy on his laptop.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It does, but it keeps making me laugh every time I look down at it. No, I don't care who it is. No wet willies.
Oh, come on, man. You sure?
Nope.
All right,
Even if you're not my significant other, I will fuck you up. I know I'm in your house. You will be leaving first.
You no longer live here. You can't make the 4 cents for rent.
Exactly. You gotta go.
Steal 4 cents from you so you can't make rent.
Fuck you. All right.
Let's go back to drugs for a second. Florida man arrested for stealing $12,000 in electricity to power his marijuana house.
That's a lot of money to power a marijuana house.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell.
Where'd he steal it from?
I think probably a neighbor.
You know, the neighbor got the bill and he's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Turn off the TVs when you leave the room. Turn off all the lights.
Unplug the toaster.
Yeah,
Come on.
Exactly.
So it wasn't his normal house. He had a second house just for marijuana.
Oh, wait. So it's not like a greenhouse. It's just like he bought another house?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Now that's really dedication.
And then he also just stole the power for it from a neighbor. This man, first of all, businessman.
Yeah, he is. This is the wolf of marijuana right here. Forget Wall Street.
He put, first of all, business first. Always. He's like, how can I make bigger profits? He's like, I'm going to have a second house. More supply. All right. How can I make this more profits? You know, electricity's kind of expensive.
The worst part is the whole company fell flat when he tried to go into cocaine and the hurricane swept it away.
Man, Durian's just messing up every small business owner. You know what? Talking about the hurricane, we have to talk about it again. Once again, Florida people are warned not to shoot their guns at the hurricane.
I remember that was a thing when, not Dorian, but when, what was the one last year that fucked up Puerto Rico?
I know Irma came through and fucked up us.
Irma. I remember that.
That wasn't last year, though.
Was it not last year?
A couple years ago.
Oh, never mind. Time doesn't exist to me.
Time is an illusion.
I'm Mummy Brown. I live forever. Time means nothing.
I'm the immortal Mummy Brown.
Exactly. Oh, that's even fun. It's like Hulk Hogan.
Welcome
so
to
he
Audible.
rips up the bandages. Anyways, But I remember that was a thing because they actually make a reference to it in have you seen the movie Crawl?
Yeah.
You have. You went and saw it?
I know of it. I haven't seen it.
Where they get stuck in the crawl space and the alligators are in there.
Yeah.
They actually have a bit in the beginning where she's listening to a radio station, like, and the governor stresses again, please do not fire your guns into the hurricane. And
yeah. They warn that every hurricane now, right?
no, I remember hearing it that once. I didn't know they did it this time.
They did it at every hurricane for like several like hurricanes now.
That's so dumb.
It's like, just so you're aware, I know it's very tempting.
No, it's not. It's stupid.
I know for Florida people, it's very tempting. Don't shoot your guns at the hurricane. The wind will curve the bullet and it will hit someone.
Hopefully you who are shooting at it.
You know what?
If anything,
actually, it's going to hit you. Shoot it.
That's actually really bad because not only does it have the momentum from the gunshot, when the wind takes it, it's just going to build.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to fling somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's like when they tell people not to fire their guns into the air, like on 4th of July and shit, because the bullets, they have to come back down eventually.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
My ex, we went over to her parents' house, her grandparents' house at the time, their place for New Year's Eve. And for some reason, her dad was like, my dad has this old musket. Let's fire it to celebrate the new year. And I'm like, no, thank you.
That seems like...
And he's like, we're going to do it anyways. I'm like, this is still, I'm still trying to I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to fire it to impress you. And we went, I'm from rural Ohio, but I didn't live in the rural part. I lived in a very small city. It was called the city. It was mostly suburbs. So we're in the middle of a suburb. I pull a gun out. I'm feeling uncomfortable. We're going to the front porch. We're still in the city. He's like, fire it here. I'm like, okay. They live like in the middle. We're like 2 blocks from downtown.
So it's most definitely hitting something at this point.
He's like, fire it into the air. I'm like, I don't want to. Okay. So I'm holding this old ass gun. And I fire it into the middle, into the air of near downtown. Unsurprisingly, 20 minutes later, the cops show up. He's like, did you? And they're like, we affirmed it was a blank that I was firing. It was an actual shot, and they left.
Was it an actual blank?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
We fired blanks, don't worry.
I wasn't sure.
He was responsible.
Blanks can still hurt somebody.
Yeah. I still don't want to do that again.
I don't have any gun stories. I've never fired a gun. Surprisingly, living in the city of Baltimore, never fired a gun.
I've been to shooting range once, and also that.
We could do an episode of that, Bryce. Just do like a spin-off where it's us trying to shoot guns.
The worst idea, because you haven't shot a gun.
Nope.
It's very loud.
Yeah,
it is. I was there
I'll get those little big ear muff they use.
I was there, and my uncle, for some reason, he had a 50 caliber rifle.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but
it's a very strong gun.
Those are the big bullets.
Yeah,
those are the ones that put holes in people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, I have this. I'm like, why do you have this? And he set it up at the firing range. He's like, you want to shoot it? I'm like, no. So he shot it, and it was how the gun was designed. The power behind it's immense, but how the gun is designed, it lets off all the energy in air and almost, it looks like gas as it comes out the end of the gun out to the sides. He's just stand 15 feet back. I'm like, why are we shooting this gun if I have to stand 15 feet behind you? It was incredibly loud. We didn't have enough. Everyone was wearing 2 sets of ear protection, but we had an odd amount. So one of us, so his son just put his hands over his ears.
That doesn't seem smart, but okay.
No, but he's fine now. Nothing happened, but still, it was just insane.
Guns are loud, dude.
We don't have to go to a shooting range, man.
Why? It'd be fun. You won't use something like that. We'll start with something small.
I mean, this new mic I have does have a setting for loud noises.
Oh, see, perfect. You brought one. See, Bryce, you're making it harder on yourself.
I know.
Because now I want to do it.
Also, a fun fact about this mic, has 3 settings. The one I'm using now, the regular setting. The second one's for loud noises. And the third setting...
noises?
The third setting is for surround sound. It has 2 mics in it, so there's a mic facing behind it.
Oh, so the back one's not on right now?
Yeah,
It is.
it's correct. It's not on.
Oh, okay.
So hypothetically, we could just remove your mic and we just both talk into
Nah,
both sides of this
we don't
mic.
need to get that close. I
We
want
go
to.
deep into each other's as we record.
I want to try and keep at least this table distance between us.
Yeah, we're about a foot and a half, 2 feet away from each other.
I'm close enough. I could slap him if I want to.
You could, please. Okay, don't. Okay. I hope that caught on the mic. That was really funny. That's all I got for Florida, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a short one. Well, not really, because we've talked over it.
Yeah. This might end up being a shorter episode, maybe.
That's fine.
It's fine. It's probably the shortest one we did was 45 minutes.
All right.
This is fine. We'll leave this in.
All right, fine. Sorry.
I mean, hey guys, did you know the shortest episode of Did You Know About This so far was about 45 minutes? The longest one was about 58.
I think you said the words, "Did you know about this?" instead of "Did you hear about this?" Just so
Welcome to the podcast in a podcast. Did you know about this? Where we have facts about our podcast we want to share with you guys. This is actually like a good idea for a segment.
We don't have any facts, though. At least I don't.
Fun fact: the shortest episode we had was 45 minutes.
All right, fuck it. Well, let's not make this one the next shortest. Let's go to the next story.
All right. Hey, Derek.
What's up?
Did you hear about this?
Is it? Never mind.
No, it's nothing about mummies. Did you hear about Peter the Great's dwarf wedding?
Peter the what?
Peter the Great.
Peter the Great.
We talked about him before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Who is?
He was the guy who was against beards.
Oh, fuck that guy. the coin tax man.
Yeah, he was one that taxed facial hair.
Oh, shit.
Why
is he back? Wait, we got Florida man. Well, he always returns because he's a fucking nuisance.
Yeah.
And now we got this asshole.
Yeah, he's back.
His name's fucking Peter. I've never met a Peter I ever liked in my life.
Yeah, in the other episode, I called him Peter the First because he was Peter the First. His other name was Peter the Great. I'm like, he had to be pretty great. I did more research on him. Nope.
It's a very ironic
He
nickname.
had a dwarf wedding.
Like he married a dwarf, or what does that mean?
How about I tell you the story?
All right, continue then.
Because this is, it's a podcast about a story. In October of 1710, Peter the Great, or Peter the First, however you want to call him.
We'll go with the first, because I don't want to consider him very great.
Peter the Asshole.
There you go.
He was having a wedding at his palace for his niece Anna to the Duke of Cortland, Frederick William. That information isn't really that important, but it's just fun fact. That's who the wedding was for. The wedding was a huge event consisting of several nights of feasting, fireworks, and other entertainment. Like the place, it was like Firefest.
Okay.
But
so horrible.
yes.
Okay. You didn't think I knew what that was, did you?
I was hoping. I was hoping for like an inside joke for everyone else that knew what Firefest was.
Oh, okay.
We might do that another episode. As the wedding drew closer, Peter thought, it'd be great if we had a mock wedding for the entertainment.
Okay.
But and we had my official court dwarf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, an official court dwarf.
Official court dwarf.
That's a business title back then.
Yup.
All right.
That was his job. His name was Ekin Volkov. He would be the groom and would have a wedding to be attended by a bunch of dwarves.
So it's pretty much the equivalent of when wrestling tries to make fun of big guys by having little people dress up as them?
Yes.
Okay.
100% that.
Did they have little chairs?
Yes.
Did they have little pope? Not pope, but
yeah.
like a little not usher.
Officiate.
Yeah, official.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fucking.
Let's go.
How do you find that many dwarfs?
Let's find out. Peter ordered that all the dwarves in Moscow were to be rounded up and sent.
That's not a good thing.
No, it's a terrible thing. He sent them to St. Petersburg where the wedding was being held.
Nobody has ever used the phrase "round them up" in a good way.
Correct.
It always ends badly.
They rounded them up.
Unless you're talking about like horses, in which case,
yeah,
that's like a Western
They
thing.
put them in pens like cattle.
Oh shit!
It's real bad.
This is getting horrible.
Yeah, that's why I started with Mummy Brown, which is kind of an upbeat story.
Hopefully, he comes in and saves the day.
You need right now, Florida man.
All right, continue.
The day of the wedding, Peter had them dressed as the courtiers of his court. He dressed them just like the people of his court.
Mm-hmm.
And
the tailor must have been pissed that day. They had to tailor little people clothes for days.
And to match
everyone else.
The regular size clothes. And they were told to mingle in with the court to celebrate Volkov's wedding. The official court dwarf, his wedding. The day started with a huge procession, including 72 dwarves.
That's a lot of dwarfs in one area.
Yeah, the Tsar and his court. So it has the company continued down to St. Peter and Paul's Cathedral, where the ceremony took place. Peter held the wedding crown over the head of the bride, and the onlookers laughed because he's like, "This is where the crown should be," and they just laughed because she's small.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. They held it where it was.
I'm not.
I get it.
The look on your face is like, I don't understand.
Well, for a second, I'm sitting here. I'm like, why not put it on their head? And then it's coming slowly.
Yeah. The wedding banquet.
I'm just coming up a little short on these jokes.
Oh God, stop. Mark down this time. I'm kidding. That's inside joke between me and Derek.
I mark down the numbers.
He marks down the times when I need to edit, so I don't have to listen back to the entire thing. Because me listening to myself is a little weird. Anyways,
back to midgets.
the wedding banquet took place in Meshkedov's palace. The banquet had long tables piled with food and vodka. The dwarfs were sat along the long tables, while the Tsar and the royal court just watched them from the sides of the room. They didn't sit down like at a different table. They just were surrounding the table, like laughing at them. So the dwarf just drank and ate,
chilled around.
But then because
it's not a bad way to get made fun of. You get free food out of it.
Well, also because I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead.
All right.
To go along with what you just said.
All right.
They were forced to participate. Clearly,
obviously, no. Yes,
they were with threats of imprisonment or death if they didn't.
How did they kill people back then? Was it guillotines, or was it hanging?
That was doing French stuff. I think 1710. I'm not sure if guns were a big thing yet.
Death by firing squad. Everyone shoots over them.
They threatened to kill them, their families, everything. So during the dinner, they drank and ate, and they were kind of drinking kind of heavily because they were forced to do this. Mm-hmm. They eventually got so drunk they started to fight
each other.
Yes, and it escalated into a brawl, and the court just watched.
What you don't see right now, everyone, is I actually have a really big smile because it's okay. You don't watch a lot of South Park.
No.
There's a bit where they have a little guy come in and Cartman fights him.
Yeah.
And it just yells midget fight, and they just keep yelling it. And I don't know why that's what I'm thinking of right here.
Yeah, because that's pretty much what happened.
No, you haven't seen Jackass #2, have you?
I will only watch bits and pieces of Jackass.
I'll show it to you later. There's a bit where they have a wee man.
Yeah.
Inside of a bar, and he's with another little lady, and the little lady's little boyfriend comes in and she goes, "Who are you?" And they have an argument. He walks out. More little people come in. They start a big fucking brawl.
Yeah.
And like all the big people are like, "What the fuck?" Okay. And then little police officers come in and start arresting people. And one guy gets knocked out. They're arresting the guy. And then little paramedics come out with like a little
like the gurney.
Yeah, like a little gurney. And they try and pick the other little guy up, and they fucking drop him. It's like this is a lot elaborate joke. For
so imagine that, but it's in 1710.
Yep.
And it's instead of a police officers, it's like a wedding.
I'm sorry. This is so mean. People are going to hate the shit out of me, but it looks so funny in my head.
So the reason Peter did this, people think, was to mock his own court. Mm-hmm. Because they were known for being rude drunks. Mm-hmm. They're like, fine, you're going to be a bunch of assholes. I'll make these guys pretend to be you and show you how a bunch of assholes you are.
I don't think he's that smart. I think he just wanted to see little people instead of a fucking
Honestly,
court.
probably, yeah. He hated beards.
Yeah, exactly.
So fuck that guy.
Did the dwarfs have beards? Did they have the shape? No. Okay,
I
quick question. Because they were supposed to be looking like their bigger counterparts.
Yeah.
Did they make them, like, I guess if they had like a certain hairstyle, the little person had to have that exact same hairstyle?
I assume so.
Like, if the person, what if the guy's like, you're going to play this guy? Well, he has a beard. Well, you better grow a beard.
Real fast.
Yeah, really quickly.
You just see the guy like cleaning a gun in the background. Yeah. Guess you got to grow a beard real fast.
And it pops the fuck out.
Real men can grow it in 3 seconds.
So it's like that thing. Remember the SpongeBob movie where the guy pulls his bandana down, he grows a fucking mustache instantly? It's like that.
Oh, I always... Who played that guy?
I don't remember actually.
I know it was. I think it was someone famous.
No, it most definitely was. It was a special voice act. Well, not voice actor, but a special celebrity voicing the character.
Do you remember his name?
Nope. He's got to be one of them.
Did you know David Hasselhoff played David Hasselhoff?
Who would have thought?
That's what I just found. Oh, it's Alec Baldwin.
Oh, okay, but I say that makes sense.
He played Dennis. That's the name of the character. I remember now.
That's not an intimidating name at all.
Well, for a kids movie, Dennis isn't the most friendly of names.
It could be, why not Butch?
Yeah, it could be better.
Or Murdoch, or something stupid like
Here's
that.
my friend, Murder. Hello, I am Murder.
Can you guess what his hobby is? He collects mummies. So they have little dwarf people who have overdrank.
Yep.
And have started a brawl.
Yes.
And these people are not sitting; they are just standing around them,
just watching.
So it's Little Person Fight Club, pretty much. But they're all dressed really nicely.
Yes. And everyone talked about it.
And they can sell it on pay-per-view because people will pay money for that shit.
Apparently. So they had.
The worst part is,
I feel like this is not going to be the last Peter the Great story I'm going to tell on here.
They better provided airfare for them to get over to where they were. Wait. I know there's no airplanes. I'm not that stupid. I know, Bryce, you looked at me. I thought I was going to have to explain that.
I'm keep thinking that the more I dig into Peter the Great, the more I'm going to find, and the more stories we're going to have to do about him.
Honestly, we could probably make a whole episode. Honestly, I don't like the beard thing.
Yeah.
But planning a Little Person Fight Club is pretty fucking great.
I mean,
I think he's earned that title.
I think planning a fight club, period, is dope.
Yeah.
I would prefer if they wanted to join instead of being forced to join.
He didn't make them fight. They decided to fight. He just made them show up.
He gave them all the ingredients and was like, don't put them together.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's all I have for that one.
Really? All right.
Yeah. You want to start wrapping it up?
Sure, why not?
All right, guys. Shout out to Young Walnut for letting us use his song for our intro and outro. He's the greatest. You can find him on YouTube or SoundCloud. If you want to send us a story, you want something for us to talk about, you can send it to us on Twitter at DYHAT Podcast. That's DYHAT Podcast. You can also email us at diehatpodcast@gmail.com. If you want us to do any stories, you can follow us. We also tweet out whenever a new new episode comes out. So you can go ahead and follow us there. Anything else before we go into the final one?
Nope, let's go into the final one.
You look very tired.
I woke up really early today, and I don't know why.
Oh, we should get energy drinks after this one.
I don't drink energy drinks.
I'm going to get an energy drink after this one.
All right, finish the story.
Hey, Derek, did you hear about this? Did you hear about Ramses II as a mummy?
What's with you and mummies in this episode?
I happen to have a mini story that has to do with mummies, so I'm doing that one.
All right, fine.
So, when the mummy of Ramses II was sent to France...
King Ramsey?
Yes.
Oh.
King Ramses II.
There's a joke in Courage the Cowardly Dog that character is King Ramsey.
Yeah, so he was sent to France in the mid-1970s. When he was sent, he was issued a legal Egyptian passport.
Okay.
The passport needed an occupation. So his occupation was marked as king, in parentheses, deceased.
Oh, wait, so he's not alive?
No, he's super dead.
Oh, okay.
So he was a mummy.
That's why when you said 1970, I was like, did they have those still then?
Yeah, the mummy of him was sent to France, and in order to legally send it, he needed a passport. So, and on the passport, you have to have your occupation.
So wait, dead people need passports?
Yes. In order to be sent, they had to have a passport.
That's really stupid.
So on his occupation, it said king.
King deceased.
Deceased
king. The king of the dead.
The king of the dead.
King Ramsey, the man in Gauze, the man in
Return the slab.
Yeah, exactly.